Hello and welcome along to the real episode 8, not that fake episode 8 that we had 2 weeks ago that was actually episode 6. And let me introduce you my co-host. It's Miss Bree.
Miss Bree, live and direct. Good evening, bestie. How are you?
Good evening. I am good. I am very good. I'm sitting here in a hot room.
I'm sitting here in a hot flat.
Reminiscing about that time I did a stream last Thursday and had 55,000 views. That was
I shared
weird.
that on Facebook, didn't I?
Yes. That was a very, very surreal moment in my life, and I doubt I'll ever get there again.
I'd just like to mention you still didn't get a crown.
No, I've still not won any crowns in Fall Guys. But I'm getting close. I'm getting close. I'm getting really close. It's not because I'm rubbish. That's just a rumour.
Rubbish.
That's a vicious rumour spread around by cheese-based people.
You're rubbish.
I'm not rubbish. I am adequate.
Are you practising off stream?
No, I'm not.
Then it's not going to happen, is it?
I only play Fall Guys on the stream because I feel I owe it to my fans to get my first crown on stream.
And they're very eager, aren't they?
They are. They're
really
very keen.
For you.
They're very keen for me to win my first crown. You know,
absolutely
it's a worldwide. I'm a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A worldwide phenomenon without a crown, you mean?
I'll get a crown one day, and then I can start playing other games as well.
Possibly. What have you been playing this week apart from Fall Guys?
Apart from Fall Guys, I've been playing a bit of Spellbreakers, because I think it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay.
Well, that's a stunning good review.
And I don't absolutely suck at the game.
Not quite as rubbish.
It's
as
like I normally finish in the top 10. I've still only won one game, but I've come second a few times, and I don't normally get eliminated first, which is good.
Well, that's a bonus, isn't it? Not being eliminated first.
Apart from that, have I played anything else? I don't think I have. I think it's been quite a quiet time. Unfortunately, I've not played Mario All Stars 3D thing because I don't have it. Simple as, you know. How about yourself? Have you been able to get to the Xbox at all?
Yeah, I'm still struggling to get on my Xbox. The boyf is extremely keen. And not only that, this month on Xbox Game Pass, there was Fable remastered, the anniversary edition. Yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of made the things worse. It's exacerbated the situation probably about 10 times. So not only does he have the ones that he's playing, The Witcher and Call of Duty, he's now onto Fable, which I should just mention he's played before. So it's not anything new. He just wants to go through it again.
But like I said, this is a good thing because it means when your month £1 trial is up, he might pay for it.
I feel like he should, to be honest. I feel like he owes me at least £1 for hogging the Xbox all this time.
Just get him to pay the $10.99.
He's getting so far into The Witcher that he took all The Witcher's clothes off in order to battle bare-chested and said, "Hey, look, it's me." I was like, "Okay, darling."
That's a bit wrong.
He's kind of immersed himself.
I'm a bit disturbed by that now.
He's so immersed in The Witcher that, he's an expert. I have to be honest, I really thought he was a rock god, but it turns out he's a gamer boy secretly as well, which is good and bad. We've got a lot more in common than we can talk about.
The fact that he has hundreds of little lead figures all over the place didn't indicate that he was a bit of a nerd.
No, that one passed me by.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
The several thousand models that are in the house
just like,
didn't let. Yeah,
he's a rock god, obviously, because all rock gods have sit-down miniatures, Games Workshop stuff everywhere. It's renowned when they're smashing their guitars. They melt their lead figures. I don't think they're not made of lead anymore, are they?
Oh, the various different sort of setup with it, but yeah,
they're all lead.
He has got some lead because he's no spring chicken.
Yeah. It's like when I used to do it when I was a child. I used to have all the lead ones.
I should just say that Henry Cavill also does that, doesn't he? Who plays The Witcher on the TV program?
Well,
Superman.
There you go. What can I say?
Yeah, he's very big into his Warhammer and does a lot of modelling as well.
Just give me Blood Bowl. Give me Blood Bowl 3, then I'll be happy.
Blood Bowl 3, it's a deal. Anyway. It's been quite an eventful week.
There's been a lot of things happening. It's like every one of the 3 big companies have now like done stuff this week. So
couldn't possibly wait any longer.
We've got quite a bit to talk about. We have.
All right.
So
let's start with the quick news.
With some quick news. It is with heavy heart that I have to say, Nintendo has officially stopped production of the 3DS.
Oh,
it lasted.
If you're just listening and playing a little violin.
It lasted nearly 10 years, just shy of 10 years. It's about 74 million units sold, but the 3DS is no longer being made.
It's done.
And we got this whole culture of like just getting games out the door. The latest Marvel Avengers game had a patch which addressed over 1,000 issues.
So basically, it just didn't work.
It's just basically like, the game's not finished. We'll release it anyway,
Patch it as we go.
Speaking of patches, No Man's Sky is getting an expansion called Origins that is going to arrive this week at some point.
Yeah.
They've done so much to No Man's Sky since it first came out. I've not really kept up with it, but I did enjoy playing it in VR. It was nice. Yeah. And the Xbox Series X and S pre-orders went live today, and the websites crashed.
Yeah.
They just couldn't cope with people trying to pre-order them. By people, we let's be real, we mean bots for the scalpers.
Yes.
List on eBay. It's not people, is it? They don't get them anymore.
Not really people. This is just people trying to make money, isn't it? Or as we said last week, the Mahoney.
The Mahoney. And Nintendo has released some more games for their online services. They have brought Donkey Kong Country 2. It says Donkey Long on my list here. Donkey Kong Country 2. Mario's Super Picross. The Peacekeepers, which are all coming to the SNES online subscription. And for the NES, we have SCAT, Special Cybernetic Attack Team, which are all free to play if you have a Nintendo Online membership. And mine has just expired. I need to actually renew it, which is quite annoying.
You should do that.
I should do, but it's that Mahoney again.
Mahoney.
Mahoney. He's from Police Academy.
Mahoney's an issue.
It is a big, big issue. Right, so the bigger news of the week.
We had a PS5 event.
Yes, we did. And I live streamed it. And obviously, if you watch my live stream, you know I wasn't particularly impressed. But let's go over
we could say it was a bit of a letdown for you, Betty.
I'm not really into the PlayStation exclusives, so I wasn't expecting anything. There was one thing that caught my eye, and I was like, ooh, I like the look of that. But it's not an exclusive to PlayStation, so, they're not good. It's now definitely second on my list of next-gen consoles I want. Okay, so the 10 biggest announcements in no particular order, because we're on the Verge website and they haven't ordered them properly. I wish they would just put them in order,
Yeah.
So the first big announcement was... Should we do the pricing now or come back to that?
Let's do the pricing now.
Yeah, so they released the pricing, which basically didn't surprise me at all. The disc... The PS5 with the disc is the same price as the Xbox Series X. That's $449.99 in UK. Dollars $499.99. Same in euros, and 49,980 yen. Oh, that sounds expensive. And the discless version is a whole £100 cheaper, or $100 cheaper, or.
But that's a bit of an issue, which we'll come back to later.
Yes, it's like $359.99, and obviously, unlike the Xbox Series X, the all digital PlayStation 5 is exactly the same specs as the normal one. So I've heard that Sony are definitely losing money on that one, because that is unbelievably cheap for the next gen.
So that's November the 12th.
Yes, and that's coming out November the 12th, apart from if you live in Europe, when it's November 19th.
Because we're late for everything.
Because,
we're living on continental time.
Because of Brexit, we don't want to let foreigners in the country. That includes you PlayStation 5s.
Oh, dear.
Not that I agree with all that.
So, Yeah.
So
Games.
yes, games. This is totally like they've got the big one right at the. We'll just do it in order. So to close the show, we had a little teaser trailer of God of War. Pretty much all it showed was the logo and the fact that the game will be called Ragnarok. I've honestly not played the God of War that came out on the PS4, so I know it's meant to be good.
There's not much to see here with this.
No, there's nothing to see whatsoever. It's just God of War is going to come out next year sometime.
And all we kind of know is it's going to be called Ragnarok. That's about it.
So hopefully it's going to be just like Thor Ragnarok, because that was a good film.
It was a good movie, that, actually.
So it's going to be... what's the guy in God of War? Kronos.
Oh, yeah, Kronos.
Yeah, so it'd be him in space, battling the Hulk in a arena.
He's a bad guy.
And so that's something to look forward to. I know a lot of PlayStation fans are really excited for that one, and I'm happy for you. Also was announced on the show was the PlayStation Plus is getting an extra bonus. So Sony has announced that the PlayStation Plus collection, a new feature subscription services, where it will bring a range of classic PS4 games on their PS5, which will be available at launch. So if you've got PlayStation Plus, there'll be a load of PS4 games available. I kind of think this is Sony's answer to Game Pass.
I think so. I saw this and I was like, a range of classic PS4. I was like, where have I heard this before?
Or these are the only games that are actually backwardsly compatible, and you can't even play them off the disc. You have to play them from here. That would be worrying, because they haven't said anything about actual backwardsly compatible things at the moment.
No.
And let's be real with this one. It's good. It's nice as long as the price doesn't go up of the PlayStation Plus. It's great. You got a nice free bonus. Mm-hmm. But the people coming who are going to be getting the PS5 at launch are the Uber fans who would have all these games anyway on their PS4.
Yeah, I agree. So these are nothing new, so they'll have them anyway.
So it's a little bit really
damp squib. A damp squib. That's the phrase you're looking for.
Is it?
Yeah.
Then we got an announcement.
Do you know Roman numerals here? Because I looked at this and I said, "What's how many?"
This is 16.
16.
I think. 16. Final Fantasy 16, which has been announced as a PlayStation. Is it a limited time exclusive? This one?
Yeah, PS5 and PC limited.
Yeah, which is looking quite violent and gory.
Just my type
for a Final Fantasy game. Again, I've not really played a Final Fantasy game, so I'm not overly excited for this, but I'm sure the Final Fantasy fans out there will be. I mean, it looks alright in all fairness. It's like an action RPG. Lots of fighting and blood and guts and things.
Yes.
So, so that's Final Fantasy.
And then we had Marvel's Spider-Man.
Yes. Spider-Man.
I've never been a fan of Spider-Man. I just think he's a little annoying dude.
So it's Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, which...
just in case.
Oh, no, don't talk. Which, it looks nice, I guess. I think watching the live stream, I kind of missed stuff because it wasn't... Obviously, it's not being streamed in 4K. At high frame rate, so they look better when you go back and watch them. But I've got Spider-Man on the PlayStation, and I just didn't get into it, so I'm not really looking forward to this, and I can't see myself getting it. And you can also get, is it the Deluxe or Ultimate Edition, which comes with the remastered original Spider-Man game as well?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we all knew about this anyway.
I saw that one and I thought of you. You know how you said, I'm probably not going to get Spider-Man? I think you're definitely going to get this one.
Yes, this looks good.
It is a long rumoured open world and it's releasing next year. And what's it called, Bestie?
It is called Hogwarts Legacy. And it's set in the 1800s at Hogwarts. And it's an open world game set in the Harry Potter universe, which looks really good.
Woo!
You know, I quite like my Harry Potter.
You do. You're very much a Harry Potter fan, so I can see you enjoying this.
Yeah, and it's open world as well, so it could be quite interesting. I mean, this was leaked quite a while ago, and then we just never heard anything about it again.
It's just been rumours, hasn't it?
It has, but obviously this isn't a PlayStation exclusive, and the footage here is from PlayStation 5, but it'll probably be out on everything.
So you'll have to wait till next year for that one.
I will, and then we just hope that J.K. Rowling doesn't do anything to really kill the franchise before then.
Well, she's going for it. She's going for killing it.
They have said she has nothing to do with the making of this game.
That's probably just as well, because the younger fans are not happy with JK. Joanne has definitely ruffled a few feathers recently. Whatever you think of her opinions, I think you can quite categorically say that she has alienated a good part of her fan base by voicing them. So it's probably not good business. But then again, she is a millionaire, so at the end of the day, I guess who cares, she thinks.
I think that's just what happens when you get lots of money. I'd be willing to try out to see if that is the case. If I become an outspoken idiot, if I get lots of money,
you become a bit of a dick. Is that what you're trying to say?
Do I have to beat that out now in post edit?
I mean, I guess she is I don't have to be nice anymore. I can just be my my normal self because I'm a millionaire.
Okay, and then from there, we'd heard this game before, but we got another look at Resident Evil 8, The Village, which is a Resident Evil game. Again, it's not going to be exclusive to PlayStation 5. I'm not into my Resident Evil games. I don't like scary games because I'm a coward.
You are. I mean, you even run away when you're in games.
I tried to play Doom VR, and it's just I was just like, no, this ain't happening. No. This is, no. I played there was a demo of because Resident Evil 7 you could play totally in VR, and there was like a prequel demo that came out in VR, and I just couldn't do it. I was literally just no.
Terrified.
No, it was just like, I don't like it. Get off. Get out of my face. Stop being so close to me. So yeah, I guess it looks good for a Resident Evil game. There's not enough Yoshi in there for my liking.
Oh. Next one up was Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, and this is a PS5 launch title.
This is a launch title. Is this an exclusive? I'm not sure. Why does the volume have to come on every single time? Yeah, so this is basically just a remake of Devil May Cry, but with snazzy up graphics or higher frame rate. You got like a performance mode on it as well, so you can have the frame rate really, really high, or you can have the graphics ridiculously nice. And obviously it's a remake. It's just a prettier version of Devil May Cry, which I would have thought if you wanted to play Devil May Cry, you've probably already played it.
Yeah.
Do you think people are going to spend another £70 just to play the Devil May Cry again?
Devil May Cry 5, I think maybe pushing it just slightly.
Yeah. For someone who wants to do a video game channel, I haven't played many games, and I've not played this one.
Say again, you're rubbish.
No, it's just, it just doesn't appeal to me.
No, I think that's fair enough. It didn't appeal to me either. I've not played it, so...
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's goes next gen. That's just, no. I don't even want to talk about it. We're moving on.
Creepy. That's the word you can use for that. It's creepy. There's no launch date for that either.
No, there isn't. The video is private for the last game, which is a shame. And
then like Freddy Krueger.
then not finally, because that was God of War, but finally for this presentation, this is a launch title as well. We'll get to some more points on the launch titles in a moment. Blue Point Games' ambitious remaster of Demon's Souls is back, and it's a remaster of Demon's Souls, really. I've played a little bit of Bloodborne, and it's not for me. I can't be bothered to invest the time that's needed to become good enough at that game to just get past the first level, because they're renowned for being really hard games. And this was kind of like the first one in the series that came out on the PS3, and it's been totally remade. The video's not working, so I can't play any of it. But that's good. We won't get copyright striked. So yeah, that's going to be a launch title. I know people are excited for that. But me personally, there's nothing there that makes me want a PlayStation 5, unfortunately.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I know, right?
Tragic.
But that was the event. I mean, it was an okay event, really, at the end of the day. There was a lot there, a lot of variety, so I think it definitely got people excited for it.
I think there was just enough there, to be honest. Just enough.
But then things went a little bit messy for Sony.
They took a hard left turn. I think that's what you can say about it.
They did.
There were tyres screeching.
One of the weird parts about the presentation that they did was, although they announced the price of the PlayStation 5 and when it was launching, there was nothing about what games were coming out with it. Like, none of the launch games said they were launch games, and there was nothing about when to pre-order it. Like, when Xbox did theirs, it was you can pre-order on the 22nd of September. So then Sony decided to tweet out after the event that pre-orders are going to go live the next day,
Which was the 17th.
but the retailers thought, nah, let's just do it now.
Stuff it. Let's jump on that.
Yes,
right
so
now. Let's make some money.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Well, obviously, things went a bit messy. People couldn't get their consoles because everything was just happening at once.
Yes, it's a mess to say the least. So the retailers jumped the gun, and then we've got broken links, page timeouts, out of stock. Some people got it in their basket and then found it taken out of their basket before they paid for it. The Amazon link was live for literally three minutes before it disappeared again. So yeah, Walmart are cancelling the orders that were put in at that
Amazon
time.
is sending out messages to people saying you might not get your PlayStation 5 on day of release.
Yeah, absolute disaster.
Yes,
basically.
it is a bit all over the place.
Did they apologise? I think
they have
apologised.
come round and said yes, sorry.
Yeah.
It was a little bit.
I think I saw the phrase. It could have been a lot smoother. Yes, it could have been.
If you remember, a few weeks ago we had that for the PlayStation Network people to register to register for pre-orders, so they would be given plenty of warning when the pre-orders would happen. Nobody got an email saying that the pre-orders were going live at all. So everyone that registered, it was just a waste of their time.
Absolutely. And those were quite loyal fans as well, because they had to have an existing track record to be able to pre-order.
Anyone that's trying to get the PlayStation 5 is either in the industry and wants to do videos on it, or they're die-hard Sony fans. That's just the way it is with a new launch. I mean, that's why I got a Nintendo Switch on the day of launch, because I'm a die-hard Nintendo fan, and I couldn't imagine not getting it on the day of release. Whereas, like, I got my PS4 in 2016, which is like 3 years after it came out. So, yeah, so that was a bit messy. Yeah. And then they've had even more, like, bad news.
It took an even harder left turn.
Yeah, I mean, all this time.
So are we going to talk about how much space the next
not
generation
yet. We're going on to the fact that Sony has been misleading people.
How dare they?
Yes. There's a big ad in my way and I can't do anything about it.
Get rid of it, Bessie. Get rid of it.
It's gone now.
Okay.
Yes. Like, where's the quote? There was a quote in here somewhere where... yes. Jim Ryan said, the president and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, told GamesIndustry.biz that Sony wasn't interested in Microsoft's cross-generation approach for the first year of the Xbox Series X game, saying, we have always said that we believe in generations. We believe that when you go to all the trouble of creating a next-gen console, that it should include features and benefits that the previous generation does not include, and that, in our view, people should make games that make the most of these features.
Right, that's very pompous.
So Spider-Man is coming to PS4.
Right.
Horizon Zero Dawn, which isn't coming out till next year, bear in mind, is coming to PS4. It's that thing. It's like, and all the sort of interviews that we've had, it's like, oh, we're delighted to be able to bake these games to PS5 because we wouldn't have been able to make them without the hardware that's in the PS5. And they're coming out on PS4 as well. Whereas Microsoft got so much flack for saying we're going to be supporting the Xbox Series S, not the Xbox Series, the Xbox One, for at least a year to 2 years after launch of the other ones. And everyone's like, oh, that's going to make those games worse because they're going to be held back. And Sony are just like slyly gone, yeah, we're just making games for PS5. These ones are coming out on PS4 as well. So
sneaky. I think the statement was pompous, and they were really trying to compensate for the fact that they are so hypocritical.
Yeah, it's like if they had come out and said from the get-go, this is coming out on PS4, but we got a better version on PS5, I don't think people would have cared. But the fact that they sort of, for all intents and purposes, not outright lied, but heavily implied that there's a generational cut-off. These games are all going to be PS5. And the fact that a game that's coming out sometime next year is still coming out on PS4. And does that mean God of War is going to be on PS4 as well? I mean, I understand why. PS4 has sold so much. You would be stupid not to target that base. You know, because by the end of next year, they're probably going to have like 15, 20 million PS5s out in the wild compared to like 100 million PS4s. Yeah. So I get why they're doing it.
It makes sense.
It's just the way they've said it. And like Microsoft getting all that flack when all along PlayStation just like, oh, we're doing this as well.
They're not friends, are they?
No, they're not.
You'd have thought they'd cooperate, really, but no.
Yeah. And now we're going to go on to game size. So we have actually got our first looks at like the size of some of the games that are going to be coming out on PS5. So if you get Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is just the Miles Morales version, it's not the Ultimate Launch Edition, which has the original game on as well, you're looking at 50 gigabytes of hard drive space.
Holy moly.
If you get the Ultimate Launch Edition, that's 105 gigabytes. And the PlayStation 5 only has an 826, 828. There's 800 and something hard SSD in there, which is a very odd number. Which obviously
Demon Soul is 66.
Demon Souls is 66. So
what was it? Ultimate?
The Ultimate's 105 gigabytes. And obviously you got Call of Duty that's going to be out, which is renowned for having massive, great big file sizes.
And not all the games had the minimum space requirements detailed. So you can just imagine from this that, as you say, Call of Duty could definitely be just...
Well, that's it. As it says in this article on Games Radar, a recent Call of Duty Warzone update on the Xbox was 84 gigabytes. Just an update. So that's like ridiculously high now. It's like 150 gigs or something.
Yeah.
So space is going to be an issue, especially if you're buying the all-digital version.
Now, the all-digital version, remind me of how much storage that has.
Exactly the same for the PS5. I mean, like you say, the Xbox Series S is even less.
Yes, it is.
But I can see where they're going with that one. The Series S, like, if you've got that and you've got Game Pass, it doesn't matter that you're not storing the games on there because they're not your games. So you just download the games that you want to play at the time, and then you've got no qualms about just deleting them off to make room for new ones.
Yeah, I hear you.
But when you're buying them, and I know you can just re-download anyway from the store, but there's always that worry, isn't there, about when you own something about...
Well, that's it. It's in the back of your mind, isn't it?
And the fact that 105 gigabytes, that's not a quick download. It's not just
be
like...
at it all afternoon with in case the boyf is listening, it'd be at it all afternoon for that download, darling. I really think we might need an upgrade.
It is a while. So, I mean, this is a problem that both Microsoft and Sony are going to have. The spaces on the systems are going to fill up quick.
The next generation games are big.
Yeah, it's because they got like the 4K texture packs. I mean, they were saying that they actually said at their press conference that file sizes would be smaller because the way things are stored on hard drives at the moment is so the game can access stuff quicker. They have multiple bits of the same data around in the file, so it doesn't have to go so far on the hard drive to get to it. So even though that's sort of not going to be happening, the fact that they're now 4K texture packs and who knows, possibly 8K at some point, the file sizes are still just
take up space. I mean, I don't really know who would be surprised about this.
Yeah,
but still, to see the figures is fairly shocking. I have to say that.
It is. I mean, it's about where I thought they would be. I didn't expect them to be ridiculously smaller, but it's kind of like, ouch. And
yeah,
I mean, at least with Microsoft, you can get. I don't know which SSDs you can use, but you've got a wider variety of choice. You don't have to buy the proprietary ones like you do from Microsoft.
Yeah, agree.
So yeah, it's a paywall that who knows. Now
watch this space.
Yeah, let me just set the scene for this next story. Now, Sony had been going around like they got the exclusive Spider-Man character for Marvel Avengers, didn't they? Yeah, they've given Square Enix a load of money to get a Final Fantasy and exclusive on their console. There's a couple of Bethesda games that they've got exclusive as well. So they've renowned for doing this, for like
I think they're
purchasing games and being
to corner the market.
But what I think everyone forgot is Sony's a big company. Microsoft is a massive company, so they just bought Bethesda and ZeniMax.
I know,
for $7.5 billion.
$7.5 billion.
You know.
Do you know what? I read this out to the boy, and he said, "How much?" I don't think you could even take in the figure.
Well, that's it.
Yeah,
it's like Sony, multi-million-dollar company. Microsoft, trillion-dollar company.
Yeah,
big difference.
Yeah.
So literally they announced this yesterday, which was a timing beautiful day before the pre-orders go. I mean, this made me want to get a Xbox Series X because my favourite game of all time,
Skyrim. That's an otter.
It's not an otter.
It is. That's when I've got one of those in my inventory at the moment, so I can tell you
it's a dragon priest mask.
Dragon priest mask.
That's what they're called.
They call it an otter in the game.
It's not an otter. Otters build dams.
So yes. I've got one of those at the moment.
Microsoft.
I've made my follower wear it. I should just mention.
What, an otter? Or you got an otter that builds dams as a follower? Because that'd be awesome.
No, well, I would like that, but no. Yeah, I'm still dragging around my Dark Brotherhood, and she's got an otter on her face.
So Microsoft now has brought ZeniMax, which is the parent company of Bethesda, and where's the list of all the companies that they've acquired? Here we go. So the creative studios in the industry, so that's like Bethesda Softworks, Bethesda Game Studios, ID Software, ZeniMax Online Studios, Arkine, Machine Games, Tango Gamesworks, Alpha Dogs, and Roadhouse Studios are all now in the Microsoft umbrella.
Okay.
Now, soon afterwards, they did announce, because there's two Bethesda games, Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo, that are PS5 exclusives.
Uh-huh.
So Phil Spencer did announce that they've got they're released. They're going to be exclusives. They're not changing that whatsoever. So Microsoft are actually publishing 2 of PlayStation 5 exclusive content. But then they also said that upcoming games will be on a game-by-game basis, whether they'll be exclusive to Xbox or not.
Okay.
So, obviously,
Bethesda, their statement was very, very happy. They were happy boys. They said this would allow them to develop a lot more games, which I guess it would. $7.5 billion would help. They said they were going to take a day or two and then get back to work. But then again, I thought to myself, how much can you drink in $7.5 billion in 2 days?
It's like so that now Microsoft now has the rights to The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, Dishonored, Wolfenstein, Prey, Rage, The Evil Within, Quake, and the upcoming Starfield.
It is a big list.
You know, I've seen online there's sort of all the kind of like the Sony fans are like, well, Microsoft would be silly not to put the new Elder Scrolls game on PlayStation because they'd lose all this money.
Well,
and it's like, I know Microsoft aren't opposed to putting games on multiple systems because they've done that with like Minecraft. But I don't know. I've got this feeling if they've spent that much money that some of these games are definitely going to be exclusive to Xbox.
I feel the same. You know, $7.5 billion. You really have to make that work.
For me, this is like, I am excited about this because all of these games are now going to come to Game Pass, and that includes like all the past versions of it. So within a week, we could get Doom. You know, within whatever time frame. I'm being a bit optimistic with a week, but Doom Eternal could come to Game Pass, so I don't have to spend £70 to buy that.
The Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. You know, and just think, if they actually sort of go, right, we've got the Skyrim franchise, let's beef that up for the next gen as a free update.
Oh my.
Do you remember what I said about what console I wanted like a few months ago? Pretty much is like Xbox or PlayStation. Pretty much it depends what's going to make my Skyrim look better.
Yeah. And I think we might have just answered that question.
We have. You know, I'm excited to see what comes from this. But this has definitely made it so that Xbox is the first on my list for next gen consoles. PlayStation has to catch up now. They need to do something really mad with the VR.
It's got to be spectacular.
But yeah, Xbox Series X is on my wish list.
Keep wishing with the Mahoney.
I'll win the lottery tonight, it'll be fine.
Okay. Have you actually bought a ticket?
I have got a ticket because it's like 70 million tonight, so I thought I'll get a ticket.
Fortuitous.
I'll get a ticket. I can afford an Xbox if I win 70 million. I can even buy one off a scalper if I win that much money.
Wow.
Then when I get the return address, I'll go around and punch him in the face. Okay. Bad scalper.
So then moving on,
we also had a Nintendo Direct partner showcase. Everyone just goes, "Oh, not a Nintendo Direct partner showcase." But I had faith. I thought to myself, this is the third one. They're going to be in their stride now. So I actually live streamed it, and it was all right.
Underwhelming.
No, it wasn't. In all fairness, to be fair, this is by far the best one they've done.
There's some good titles on here. I've had a look down there and I was like, whoa, yeah.
This is going to make the Switch pop in Japan.
I think so. I do think so.
Because first up...
Should we go down the list?
Yeah, first up, we got an announcement for a Switch exclusive Monster Hunter Rise.
Oof.
So,
hunting monsters.
Yeah, I mean, Monster Hunter is a really big game in Japan. And out of Japan as well. I think Monster Hunter World on Xbox and PS4 was really successful. I've never really played a Monster Hunter. I've always been kind of put off by the fact that they're meant to be quite in depth, and lots of like crafting and things like.
You're not into your crafting.
This looked really good. It did look good, and you can have like a pet cat or a pet dog or one of each. So cats for me.
Nobody wants a dog.
Well, you can ride the dogs.
You can ride the dogs.
Yeah, they're like steeds.
Steeds, man. Yeah, big dogs.
But I think one of the other big things about this is the first game coming to the Switch that uses Capcom's RE engine, which is what all the Resident Evil remakes and that were made on. So potentially we could get some new games coming that way as well. Then from there, we had another Monster Hunter game. We had Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. Which, again, I thought this actually looked better than the other one. It's more of a classic RPG than the other Monster Hunter. This is more story-based.
Yeah.
Apparently, the 3DS version was pretty good. And when this was announced, I think the 3DS version is now the most popular 3DS game on Amazon this week. As people are like, I don't even remember this, because I'd never heard of this. I'd never even heard of this before. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Just like Breath of the Wild, cell shaded graphics. So that's coming.
Very similar.
It's coming summer 2021. Oh, the first Monster Hunter is coming. Did it say in the thing? Not a glance, but that's earlier 2021.
Yeah.
And then from there, not from there. This was their big one more thing at the end. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is a Microsoft game. We got the first one of these out on the Switch, and this is the sequel, which was meant to be really, really good. I have played this because it's on Game Pass, but I didn't get into it very much. It's a Metroid.
I've not really seen this.
It's a Metroidvania game, so it's like a platformy game where you unlock new abilities to unlock more of the map. So I don't really like those that much, but it does look really pretty, and it'd be interesting to see how it actually runs. That Shadow dropped as well, so it's out already. And they also announced a collector's edition, which I think has both the versions on physical cartridge plus some other little bonuses and stuff. For some reason, none of these are videos. So,
wow.
Then, Fitness Boxing 2, Rhythm and Exercise.
Nah.
So it's like a fitness boxing game with 3 new characters, and you can change their clothes as well.
No.
It's a fitness boxing game.
No, I'm not interested.
Just come to my combat class on a Wednesday. It's much better.
Okay. I just want to hit people for real.
Yeah, but it hurts your arm, hands. Then, how do you say this? Disgaea 6, Defiance of Destiny. Which, again, I've never played a Disgaea game.
Oh, it's very cute. It's very cute.
But you're a zombie or something.
Yeah, you are.
I remember the joke I made. It was like, they said like played a character called Zed, and I just went, Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. And then they said it was a zombie, and I was like, oh my god, he really is.
Lame.
I didn't even know. But I think these have got a bit of a following. I mean, if there's 6 games of them, they have to. You're not making games if people don't like them.
No.
But
Hades.
One of the other things I actually said about this is, I think Disgaea 5 is coming to the Switch, and you can get a free week playing on it if you've got an online membership.
Yeah.
So at least you can try it out. Then Hades, which we covered. Did we do this? Was it Gamescom? This was came out. And from the reviews that they're saying, people are saying this is their game of the year. Yeah. They're saying it's really, really good. It looks good. It's your dungeon crawler. Keep going, buying new equipment, getting further. Yeah, if that's your thing, I'm sure it's okay. I don't mind them. I played a bit of Enter the Gungeon, which is one of those kind of games.
Yeah.
And then like a game no one cares about, Empire vs. Sin.
This is set in Prohibition era Chicago. Yes. I just feel that's been done so many times.
It's a new strategy game. Players enter the criminal underworld of Prohibition era Chicago in 1920. It's up to players to hustle, charm, and intimidate their way to the top of the pile and do whatever it takes to stay there. That was a long sentence.
No.
December 1st, that's out. Sniper Elite 4, where you're a sniper, you've gone to an island, and you're snipering people.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I've heard like the first ones are meant to be quite good. So this one launches Holiday this season. Sniper, yeah. So that's coming out if you like your Sniper Elites.
Yeah.
And then there was another little advert there's a physical version of PGA Tour 2K21.
Snore. It's golf. Golf's boring to watch.
Yes.
Even more boring to play on
golf games can be all right.
No.
But they need to be Mario Golf. Golf needs to come back. Mario Golf is good. It's just a golf game, just with Mario characters, but it's good. It's fun.
Mario Golf, yeah.
Especially if you've got a couple of people playing at it rather than just by yourself. The Long Dark, which is a exploration survival game, which Shadow dropped.
Set in the aftermath of a geomagnetic disaster.
Yeah, I hate those geomagnetic disasters. They really annoy me.
They are irritating, aren't they? So it's kind of a frozen wilderness type thing, this one.
Yeah.
I'm not overwhelmed.
I've got no interest in it whatsoever. No. Balan Wonderworld. I don't remember
Wonderland.
this. Wonderland. Is it Wonder? No, it's Wonderworld. It's not Wonderland. It's Wonderworld. As Leo and Emma, players will don costumes to wield a variety of... Oh, yeah, I remember this one. It's very like Knights in like style game. It's like a 3D platformy type game. I'm really annoyed there's no videos on this page that I chose. This is just one screenshot. Thanks,
Annoying.
Nintendo Live. Thanks.
Thanks.
Moon Factory 5. It's kind of like a life simulator game.
It's very weird.
You can,
Peacekeeping Ranger, that's what you play.
With amnesia.
They said it's heartwarming, but myself, I take that to mean boring.
Well, you can date and fall in love and get married.
Why?
Like, I don't want to do that in real life. Man, I don't want to do that in a game.
No, you don't. You don't.
I've been married in Skyrim, though.
Have you?
Yeah, and like I've adopted a couple of kids.
I've adopted a child.
Have you given your child an ebony dagger yet, though?
No.
You can give them daggers.
Really?
And it's like, if there's like a mannequin in there, they start hacking at it. It's well funny.
Oh, okay. I'll have to give that.
And
a
one of my
try.
children wanted a pet, and I had to go and get a fox for it.
Oh.
So there was a fox in my house as well.
That's weird. Where's your house?
I think that was the house in not Windhelm, in Whiterun.
Whiterun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's only a little house though, isn't it?
It is, and there was like two kids, one with an ebony blade, like attacking, and this
Is
fox.
there room for a fox in
and this
there
fox.
running riot?
And I married the lady that works. Do you know the one that wants a mammoth tusk?
Oh, her.
Yeah, I married her.
Okay. Do you have a mammoth tusk?
I did give her a mammoth tusk. She liked my
Okay,
mammoth tusk.
moving swiftly on from that comment.
Yeah, so that's Rune Factory 5. Bit like Skyrim. That was it. That was the partner showcase. Say something, I'm back to cough.
Don't cough. We're not allowed to cough these days. It's like the whole world runs and buys toilet paper
It's fine.
if you cough.
I'm in the house by myself. It's all good. I'm allowed to cough as much as I want. So that was the partner showcase. And I think out of the three they've done, that was by far the best. Even though there was no WWE Battlegrounds in there, it was still the best.
You forgot to mention Spellbreak in there, actually.
It wasn't in that one.
Why have I got Spellbreak on my list? Oh, that's because you were playing it. That's right.
Because I was playing it, and I've told you to download it because we're going to do a duos stream at some point.
Yeah.
See how rubbish I really am.
You are really rubbish. We'll do that.
Not if you die first.
Yeah. So, are we going to finish up with some Super Mario 3D
Yes,
All-Stars
Super Mario
news?
3D All-Stars has launched this last Friday. I do not have a copy. Anyone wants to buy me a copy? Let me know.
Anybody's got any spare Mahoney?
And there's all this hoo-ha about it being emulation and not a port. Makes no difference to me.
Yeah.
I think that just makes that really, it only affects the smallest percentage of people care. 99% of the people couldn't care less. They just want to play the games.
Exactly.
But data miners have actually been doing what they do, like mining data.
So crawling all over the web, trying to look for other people's information, basically.
Yeah,
And
going
they've
into the game
uncovered
code.
some features in GameCube
Yes.
and Wii emulator.
They've uncovered features in the GameCube and Wii emulator that aren't actually needed for the games that they're emulating. So this is kind of suggesting that maybe other games will be coming on the emulator.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that makes so much sense. If you've developed an emulator, then you wouldn't just use it for for one game, especially when you're delisting these games at the end of March.
That's it.
So hopefully this kind of suggests that we might be getting some N64, some GameCube, and some Wii games coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
I'm very doubtful that this will be like the Super Nintendo and NES online stuff. I don't think they're just going to drop, here's a load of free games for you, because it's $17.99 a year, which is ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
Especially when they could charge that per game. But I would be so happy for that if they start releasing GameCube, N64 and Wii games at sort of 10, 15 and £20.
I think this will happen. So
It
watch
makes
this
sense.
space, Bestie.
I know, like on the Wii U, they had the Virtual Console because there was nothing else, so they had to like try and boost the games coming to the system, so they just got the virtual console on there and just started re-releasing all their old stuff. And I heard like rumours like why it's not come to the Switch before is kind of because the independent games started doing really, really well. And obviously if you're releasing your classic stuff, you're going to put a hamper on games that people haven't heard of. If you've got like Super Mario 64 or Hades sitting there for the same price, I'm going to go for Super Mario 64. I'm not going to try Hades. So hopefully now the Switch is been out for a while, like nearly 4 years, that they might start bringing some of the more older legacy games on. And I mean, we've had N64 on virtual consoles before, but they've never done anything with GameCube. You know, GameCube is still very much stuck in its own little place, apart from like Wind Waker that got HD version on the Wii. Twilight Princess was a multi-gen one anyway, it came out on both. Nothing's been done with these games.
Well, that's the reason why this is happening. You know, it's gonna open things up.
And the way prices are going for them now, it's like Paper Mario 1000 Year Door on the GameCube. When I looked on eBay, it went for over £110.
Yeah.
And I've got a copy on my shelf. But I'm not going to sell it. You know. Sell it. I know collectors are still going to pay that, but your general populace isn't.
No.
So if they can get hold of these games at a much cheaper price on the Switch, it'll be awesome. So hopefully it will happen. One of the other sort of rumours I've heard about, not really a rumour, speculation I've heard, is maybe the emulator, because you know you've got the rumours for the new revision coming next year.
Yes.
Which is going to be not a next generation Switch, but like a mid-step sort of Switch. Maybe they'll do something like how we got the online stuff on this Switch with the NES and SNES. Maybe they'll use the GameCube games as kind of you can only play these on the new Switch. Because I'm pretty sure when the new 3DS came out, they did that with Super Nintendo games. They were like, you can only play these ones on the new 3DS. Yeah. Please let me know in the comments if I'm talking total nonsense. But that's the kind of feeling I've got from my memory. So, yeah, hopefully this is a good sign, which means the fact that the games were emulation is a good thing because we might get more games.
We can hope so for you, Bestie.
Well,
we can hope so.
If most of the work's done, because the emulator is probably what took the longest time to get these games over.
Yeah.
Then it should be a much easier process to get new games coming out.
Yeah. So on balance, this leak is looking like it's pointing towards lots of exciting stuff.
Yes. And that was the news for the week.
Where's the jingle?
I don't know. We need a jingle.
Yeah.
Oh,
not bad. Not bad at all, Bestie. Shall we wrap it up?
We will wrap it up. We don't have any questions, but if you would like to get in contact with us, please, you can either leave a comment on the video below, or you can get in contact or on Twitter. Just use the hashtag Ninqueso Live, and we'll answer your questions next week.
So I am on Twitter as gamergirl_Miss Bree. That's GMRGRL_Miss Bree. You can come and find me and ask me anything you like. I'll probably talk to you because I'm a bit like that.
And you can find me on Twitter at Kesso_Cheeselits. That is spelled CHEESLITS. Apparently I was meant to have another E in there, but I didn't want it. Or you can find me streaming 6 days a week now on Facebook. And that's ElGranQueso74. At the moment, I'm playing a lot of Fall Guys, but as soon as I've got that first crown, which will happen someday soon, I will be broadening my game horizons. But if you go to the page, it's got my streaming schedule pinned up there. And I think that's everything.
I think it is. So say goodnight, Bestie.
No, we've got to do the Batman intro.
Oh, do the Batman thing. Do the Batman thing.
Okay, I don't even know what to do now. Throw me.
Oh, no pressure, no pressure.
Right. Will the general public let Sony off with just a nasty look because of their misleading comments. Will Bethesda be happy now it is owned by the corporate giant Microsoft? Find out these questions. Same cheese time, same cheese channel.
Actual stories may vary.
That was one of my worst ones. I apologise.
It was okay.
We might have to cut that after that one. Anyway.
Okay. Now it's time to say goodnight, bestie.